Hey guys, what's up? It's Zethrow again. I made a video for Mars and now here's one for Venus. I'm going to show you guys the same thing I showed you on Mars. I'm just going to try to show the whole race and go through my thought process. I like this race a lot because I use side burst a bunch of times throughout the race, not just during turns, but to kind of get me on track for going through the gates. It's not my best race by far, but again, it kind of highlights the fact that by just doing the majority of the right things, you're going to find yourself in a good position to at least be in top 3, if not win the race. I'm also going to show you a little bit something here in the beginning that I didn't talk about in the post. A little bonus here is that when you're starting off, you can go left or right. By going right, more and more people seem to be going that way, so you can find yourself in a jumble like I'm going to find myself going in through here. In fact, I'm on top of 2 people. To get myself out of this jumble, I'm going to hit the first gate and forget about the second, go straight for the third. And it kind of separates me from people and puts me in first place. I don't do a great turn there, I also got bumped a little bit, but now you can see I've kind of got myself out of that jumble and given myself some space. So if you find yourself in a jumble, just forget about that second gate, just go from the first gate to the third. Again, coming out of this turn, you usually shouldn't have to use a side burst. You can probably hit it pretty straight on. You want to use this left side burst here to go into the cave, go up the right side, down the left, use a left side burst right here, and you're pretty straight on to hit this gate. Alright, I use a side burst right there to avoid the wall. Again, there's one of the examples of using a side burst to avoid some danger. Alright, I pull a trick, land it. I don't do a good job of landing on the grass this race, but I think that's not too hard to point out. I do a pretty good turn there, not great, but it does the job. I try to pull a trick, miss it. I do pull a trick here. Again, we're in the temple. This is my favorite part of the race and probably SRL. Go up these stairs, pull a trick, land it, side burst left for the once, and now you're pretty much straight on for these 2 gates here. Alright, I side burst to get into that gate. Alright, got a trick coming out, push down the left analog stick to land it faster. And I missed this gate the whole race as well. I just do a bad job, but luckily the guy behind me did the same thing. We both popped up, and we find ourselves side by side at the end of lap 1. Going into lap 2 here, I got a little more space so I can pull these gates and these turns off better. And I do a side burst left once, twice, right once, right twice, and now I find myself in first place, and I won't give up first place for the rest of the race here. So again, going to the blue tunnel, you want to stay to your left here for the most part. Alright. Hit each gate, stay to the left side of the tunnel, get a good angle on this so hopefully you don't have to use a burst. Use one if necessary right there. Going into this orange cave, left side burst, go up the right side again, down the left, side burst to the left once, and you're straight on for this next gate. Bam, hit it. Go through these gates here. Again, pull a trick here. Don't worry about that ship. There is a hitbox, but it's pretty hard to hit. Alright. Again, there's the shortcut to the left. I like going this way. I get a little wide, but I side burst again to get myself straight on. I pull a trick going over that gap. I'm going to pull a trick again going down these stairs. I land it by pushing down. Going up these stairs again, I can pull a trick going over the gate. I've got a good angle, side burst left. I'm going straight on. And I'm now starting to make some distance between me and everybody else. Pull a trick, push down, and I'm gaining ground on the rest of the pack here. Again, I missed this gate. Right here, I mentioned that you can pull a trick, but users point out that again, once you go through the starting line, you get full boost anyway, so there's really no reason to pull a trick there. Just try to go through that as fast as you can. Again, 2 left side bursts, 2 right side bursts, and I get through that turn really quickly. Pull a trick here, try to land in the water. Alright, I landed that one because I landed in the water. Alright, stay to the left. Right here I'm going to take a bad angle. It's going to cost me a little bit. I take a bad angle. I get kind of too far wide. I have to use a burst, but it throws me off all over the place. I end up going into the wall right here, going to the orange cave. But luckily I'm going enough I didn't lose too much speed. Again, left side burst here. Out of the waterfall. You're in good shape. I thought about going to the left there, but I didn't. I used a side burst to get myself back on track. Trick. Land it. Alright. Side boost to get myself back on track. Alright. Try to pull this turn. Gets a little wide. I missed this gate. Try to pull a trick, but I missed the gate so I didn't get enough air. Again, down these stairs, pull a trick. Push down, land it. Going over these stairs, take a good angle, go over it and pull a trick. Left side boost. Alright. You're pretty much straight on. I should have hit that gate. But
the race. We have a winner.